You can engineer a flawless software product, design a beautiful interface, and write brilliant code. But if you attach a pricing model that ignores your product's mechanics, the entire business shatters. Pricing dictates survival. Make the wrong choice, and the consequences are immediate. You will either bleed out slowly from low user activation rates or collapse under the weight of unsustainable churn. To acquire users, SaaS companies rely on two dominant strategies: the free trial and freemium. Both offer your software for free, but they operate on opposite psychological levers. Choosing between them requires an objective look at how your software delivers its core utility. It's a decision based on the specific timeline of when a user first realizes the product's value. Aligning your pricing strategy with how your product actually functions is the only reliable way to turn casual, browsing visitors into a steady pipeline of loyal, paying customers. A free trial operates as a full-access test drive. The user gets complete, unrestricted use of the premium experience, but strictly contained within a ticking clock, typically lasting anywhere from 7 to 30 days. This chart shows exactly how a 30-day trial timeline affects behavior. By imposing a hard deadline, the model removes purchase hesitation. The urgency of the ticking clock forces a definitive decision right as the time expires. But that urgency creates a critical vulnerability. If a user signs up and fails to engage with the tool quickly, their motivation expires along with the clock, and they abandon the product. Looking back at the chart, notice these intervention markers. Marketers must actively engineer user activation. By deploying automated drip emails and in-app nudges, they intercept the user and guide them toward the point where the software solves their first real problem before time runs out. This diagnostic profile means the free trial works for software that allows for an immediate, explosive realization of value. Heavy data platforms like SEMrush or enterprise sales tools fit this profile. With these products, granting full, unrestricted access is a primary way to demonstrate their worth. The free trial model successfully trades user patience for immediate psychological pressure, acting as the mechanism for software that can prove its worth the moment a user logs in. The freemium model takes a different approach. The ticking clock is removed. Users get infinite access to the software, but that access is restricted by feature caps, branding watermarks, or usage limits. By abandoning urgency, freemium relies on patience. It cultivates a subtle fear of missing out, constantly showing the user the premium features they would have access to if they upgraded. This scale illustrates the freemium math. It operates as a massive, low-friction acquisition machine, pulling in a huge volume of free signups. However, only a tiny mathematical fraction of those people will ever convert to paid accounts. Watch what happens to that massive free user base. It transforms into a heavy structural weight, representing the compounding financial burden of supporting thousands of inactive accounts with server space and customer service. To manage that burden, freemium requires software built around network effects or long-term habit formation. The user's reliance on the tool has to grow slowly and steadily over time. Collaboration tools like Slack or design platforms like Canva thrive in this environment. A user might rely on the free version for years to make quick designs, right up until they need premium templates or team folders, which finally forces the upgrade. Freemium plays a long game of strategic friction. It converts a high-cost free user base into an environment where paying for the software eventually becomes the path of least resistance. Ultimately, you are balancing an economic trade-off. You can choose the high-friction, high-conversion environment of the free trial or the low-friction, low-conversion ecosystem of freemium. The rule of thumb comes down to value delivery. If your product provides immediate utility on day one, use a free trial. If your software requires users to build habits over months or relies on inviting other team members to create network effects, use freemium. These approaches are not mutually exclusive. Many companies deploy hybrid models, keeping a freemium tier for basic access while offering a time-limited trial to test drive pro plans. Stop guessing and rely on the data. A/B test a 14-day trial against a freemium tier, track the specific conversion rates, and see how your users actually behave. SaaS pricing reflects product design. Identify when users first realize the product's worth and reverse engineer the exact pricing structure required to grow your business.